When I won the 2500 no limit event last year, it was easily one of the highlights of my life. I was the coolest thing about it was having my family in the crowd and being able to. It kind of reminded me of being in a little league game almost, like looking at the rail and seeing my mom there. But it was really tough competition. Along the way to winning it, I ran up against a lot of good players and busted them. So that was nice. Vanessa Russo got pretty deep. Eric Lindgren, then Daniel Negreanu. Really, the one time in that tournament that things really changed for me when it looked like I was going to win was when I eliminated Daniel. He had a monster chip stack, pretty close to what I had. I think I was a chip leader at the time, and his hand came down where he had aces and I had sevens, and he made a really small raise pre-flop. But I called him and caught my 7 and ended up getting all of his chips. So at that point I had a huge chip lead, and it was basically just all downhill from there. I guess for that event something did kind of change though, because I didn't think I was going to win it going in. But once I started playing, really, I guess day 2, it was a 3-day event. Somewhere along day 2 I thought I was going to win. And I just got into a zone and didn't look back. Once I got the big chip lead, I got a lot more aggressive. We were at, I think, 8 players at that point, and the final table was 6. And so I kind of figured that people were going to want to hang around to try to get to the top 6, and people weren't going to really want to get too involved with any hands with me. Well, Joe Hatcham was definitely the biggest threat at the final table. If Daniel Negreanu would have gotten to the final table, I think he would have been the biggest threat, though. Joe, he plays great. He knows what he's doing. He's never behind when he gets his chips in. But the big mistake he made in that tournament, why he didn't get first, was because he continued to get his chips all in. And instead of playing small ball poker and seeing a lot of flops, he was all in pre-flop quite a bit. And you can't survive a lot of pre-flop all-ins. It doesn't matter how lucky you are. Eventually, one of them is going to get you, and that's what happened. The final hand in the tournament was I had raised pre-flop. It was let's see. I had ace-5, the final hand. The hand before the final hand kind of set the final hand up. The hand before. He had gone all in with an ace high, and I had called him, I think, with a king-4, and I hit my pair, but the board double paired, so his ace played for a kicker, and so that kind of got me on tilt, I think, and so I was pretty willing to gamble it up the very next hand when I hit when I got an ace-5. I had raised pre-flop, he moved all in, and I called him. He had ace-queen, so I had to get lucky. And then the flop came out, no help. The turn came out, no help. And I was just sweating, praying for a 5. And then that 5 came, and that last card on the river, that's pretty much proof in my mind that a God does exist and that He likes me and wants me to be happy. Winning that bracelet for me, I felt like I put in my time in poker. It wasn't the first time I'd made a final table at the World Series. It wasn't the first time that I'd gotten really deep into a tournament. But it was the first time I'd actually taken down a major event, and it felt like everything leading up to that point was kind of validated. So at that point, I could call myself a world-class poker player and actually have something to back it up. I'll sometimes sport the bracelet out, go to some bars and wear some bling, but usually I just leave it at home. I'm excited for this year. I'm really excited. I don't have any distractions this year. Last year and the year before that, it seemed like I had some relationship distractions. This year I'm just coming out on my own, just focusing on poker, and that's it. And I'm really excited for this year. I have big plans. I think I'm playing 34 events. That's the plan anyway. And I'm on my game. Yesterday I played a little Mandalay Bay. Yesterday I played a Rio tournament, the Nooner Rio tournament, and got 4th in that, and took down a couple $100. So my game's sharp.